Do you need a breathing treatment this morning? I know I do because of the Bulldogs' heart-stopping moment last night in the Lewis Cruz Classic. Find out what happened next on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with head coach Connell Maynor. Brought to you by University Kia, Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, and Protective Life.
Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. Let's get right to it, Coach. At the end of last season, you're the HBCU national champions. That means you had to win the Southwestern Athletic Conference Championship as well. That's the trophy. Congratulations.
Thank you. That was well-deserved. Guys work hard, coaches work hard, but that's last year, and we had to get ready for this year in South Carolina State, and we knew they was going to come in, Buddy Pugh coach team, prepared and ready to play and wanted some revenge, and we stepped up, and it was a tough game, and we made some mistakes, but you got to take your hats off those guys. They got scholarship players too, and it was a well-played game, and it was a great game because we came out on top.
Of course, Bulldogs winning 42-41. You're ready for some football? Well, here's some football. You can enjoy the first half highlights with the 12,000 people that were in attendance last night.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
In golf, if you make a mistake, there is a mulligan. Well, in God, if you make a mistake, there is mercy. Aren't you glad God has mercy for your mistakes? Hello, I am PT, Pastor Troy. I want to invite you to come and worship with us at the Fellowship of Faith, where Jesus is exalted and the Word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
so much for a fine highlight package. Coach, when you looked at the highlights and the game film, what did you see you need to improve on from the first half to the second?
First half, we just need to take care of the football. We gave some big plays on defense, and we cut down big plays. You know, we gave a 49-yard touchdown with 29 sacks and a half, and we was in cover 4. And so that's unacceptable. The guys got to do a better job of doing their job, understanding situations, and you can't let anybody get behind you in that situation. You know, you got to make them earn it, throw the ball, and keep it in front of you, at least force them to a field goal. You can't give up a touchdown like that. And just had to execute better. We dropped some balls. We turned the ball over, muffed the punt, gave them a short field, and we got to do a better job in that sudden change of giving some resistance. You know, they ran 2 in almost untouched on sudden change when they got short field. So defensively, we got to ball back and say, we got your back, offense. You know, y'all turn it over, we're going to stop them, hold them to a field goal attempt, and get off the football field. So we got a lot of work to do. We got a good football team, but South Carolina State was a good football team. But the good news is the mistakes that we made are correctable. So, you know, you make your biggest improvements from week 1 to week 2. And so that's what we're looking to do.
Well, we'll see the Bulldogs' improvement from the first half to the second half when we come back and look at the second half highlights here on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach and defending HBCU national champion Connell Maynor.
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Bulldog fans, the Alabama A&M Athletics Department is calling on you to help our student athletes. The Bulldog Strong Fund focuses on our student athletes by encouraging competition. During this global pandemic, competitive excellence takes on a new definition for our Bulldogs. This fund enhances our efforts to ensure our athletic department can service each team to become a prominent national competitor in all aspects of NCAA Division I athletics. Donation to the Bulldog Strong Fund will be used to cover student athletic scholarships, supporting recruiting efforts, and creating additional health and wellness initiatives. We're under tough and challenging times, but with your support, the Bulldog Strong Fund will thrive. Donations of all sizes make a huge difference and are greatly appreciated. Visit AAMUsports.com to learn more about the Bulldog Strong Fund and how you can donate now. Thank you in advance for your continued support of Alabama A&M athletics and our student athletes. Go Bulldogs!
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie. There we go, Coach. After the first half highlight, Coach, what did you see that you could improve on in the second half?
Well, offensively, we was moving the ball, and we was pleased with what we was doing. We thought we had everything we wanted. We was running the ball well. We hit some passes. We put some points up. But we had to make changes defensively. We had to make some stops defensively. We gave them some big plays. And gave them the touchdown right before halftime. That was huge letdown for us and a boost for those guys, giving up a 49-yard touchdown pass with 29 seconds left in the half. And, you know, really, I think we turned the ball over right before that. And if we get that completion, we only got 49 yards to go. Well, we can get a possible opportunity to score that touchdown there. And instead, they flipped the strip on us. And that really set us back a little bit. And so we knew defense, they was actually playing pretty good, but they gave up like 3 big plays. So you take away those 3 plays, it's a whole different story, but that's why you play the game. So those mistakes that they made are very correctable, and we got to get them corrected, and we'll be fine.
Turning the ball over is bad, but turning a ball over and then having it scored on you is even worse.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. Sudden change, defense got to bow their backs. You got to say, you know what, we got your back. we're going to go out here and get a stop, hold them to a field goal attempt, or get them to turn over back yourself. So we just got to work on those things. You know, it's week 1, and, you know, we got to make the improvements, and we'll watch the tape, we'll learn from it, and we'll get better.
Of course, Coach, everything starts with the quarterback, Aqeel Glass, that has a list of accomplishments from last season, also preseason. 426 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, Coach. That's what you want from your quarterback.
Yeah, he played well. He played well. And, you know, believe it or not, he could have played better. You know, he missed a couple of reads where he didn't go to his first read first and caused him to hold the ball and things of that nature. And, you know, on that end of the game, 3rd and 2, he pulled the ball and ran it. We didn't want him to do that. We had an option to throw the ball there or hand it to Gary Quarles, and he kept it. So, you know, just little things like that that's really huge, because we get that first down, now we can run the clock out and end the game. So overall, though, he played pretty well. He played well enough for us to win the game, and that's the key. We won the game. And like I said, the mistakes that was made are all correctable, even on the offensive side of the ball. You know, we dropped a couple of screen passes. Abdul dropped one, OJ dropped one, then OJ one hit off his hand for an interception. So all that stuff is correctable, and that's the good news, is that the mistakes that we made are correctable, and we will get them corrected, and we'll play better.
The roster changes, Coach, being this is a COVID season still. We played in the spring, had to watch the COVID protocol. Playing in the fall, it's the same thing. Did the fall protocol have anything to do with missing student athletes and them not having cohesiveness, if you will, on the field?
I don't know. You know, it is what it is. You know, we talk about winning, and we talk about we don't make excuses. You know, that's what losers do. They make excuses. That's what deadbeat dads do. They make excuses. But winners find a way. Fathers find a way. Leaders find a way. And champions find a way. And we found a way to win the football game last night, and we're going to continue to find a way to win games. That's what we do. And so we don't make excuses. You know, it don't matter if it's 0 degrees, 100 degrees, or 60 degrees. You got to find a way. You can't worry about those situations. You got to play football, and the team that does that is a team that's going to come out on top. And that's what I'm talking about, finding a way. Don't complain about the weather. Just find a way to win the football game.
Coach, you talked about having a big crowd at the game. 12,000 people watched the game last night. How did that make you guys feel coming out of the locker room of the George H. Hobson Fieldhouse?
Oh, it made me feel great. Look up in the stands and see all the maroon and white. And for the first time in over almost 2 years.
Right.
So it really was a great sight to see, and really do appreciate the support of all the fans. We need to get a little bit louder. We need to get a little bit louder on 3rd down in certain situations. When we need you to step it up, we need that 12th man. We need that 12th man to be loud. And so we can continue winning championship and winning games. You don't have to do it on 1st and 2nd down, but 3rd down, I need you up. I need you making some noise.
Of course, the Bulldogs 3 of 3 on 4th down attempts last night. Folks, you can still get season tickets. AAMUTix.com, AAMUTix.com. Then we'll come back and look at the second half highlights from the Lewis Cruz Classic, or as I like to call it, the Dr. Andrew Hougini Jr. Classic. Bulldogs now own that one 2-1 on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
with a quick.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm your host, Ted Dixie. The Bulldogs pulled one off, 42-41 victory in the Lewis Cruz Classic. Coach, going down the stretch in the ball game, as we just saw the second half highlights, what was your thought when we're down and now you got to come back 10 points down?
Well, when we was down 3, I knew it was just one possession football game, and they rolled the ball down, and they was taking their time, trying to run the clock, snapping the ball under 5 seconds every time. And so at that point, now, I mean, they started this early in the fourth quarter. And so they were trying to limit our possessions and eat up all the clock they could. And once they drove it down and we held them to a field goal and they went up 6, I felt good because I know now all we got to do is score a touchdown and kick the extra point and we got the lead. And, I got a lot of confidence in our offense and Aquil Glass and the receivers and the offensive line who blocked excellent all night for Aquil. He had time to throw the ball all night. I think he might have got sacked one time.
One time.
And so the offensive line did an excellent job all night. And so I knew we can move the ball down and score. The key there was just holding them to a field goal, keeping it 1 possession instead of letting them score a touchdown and getting it 2 possessions. And so once they did that, I was confident that we'd take it down and score. And we did. And then they got the ball back, and they was going to go for it. It was 5 minutes in the game, and they had a 4th and 4 from their 45, and they kept the offense out there. And I said, he's going for it because he knows that if he don't go for this ball, they might not get the ball back.
That's right.
Because of our offense. And so we kind of forced his hand, and then they called timeout to get their best play. And when they called their timeout, we brought our guys over. We got a call where we say move, and the whole defensive line will shift. And we hadn't used it all day. So we knew if we used it right there, there's a good chance they would jump. And so I told the official, I said, listen, we about to do a move call, and we're going to shift. Okay? I said, they going to flinch. We need to keep your eyes focused on their offensive linemen. And 2 of them flinched. And so that moved them back to 4th and 9, and that made them punt. And so then they punted down. We go into our 4-minute offense, where now we're trying to just run the clock out, really not trying to score, because you could score. If we go with 4 minutes and 29 seconds and we score the first play, we keep the extra point, we got an 8-point lead. Now they got a chance to come back and score, go for 2 and tie the game and go in overtime. So what you want to do in that situation is you don't want to score. You just want to run out the clock and let the game end. Because if you score, you give them an opportunity to come back and score and tie the game and go in overtime. But if they never get the ball back, they can't win the game. So we was trying to run the clock out. We got our first down. And then in the process of getting our second first down, they used up all their timeouts. And so we had a 3rd and 3. And we called a outside zone, and we had a slant call with it. and Aquil started handing it off or pulling, throwing a slant. He decides to keep the ball and gains a half a yard with all that speed he got. And so I just let the clock run down as far as I could, called a timeout 1 second, and then we did a quick kick and made them think we was going for it. Because now I did think about going for it. And the reason why is because they got 31 points on the board. So you talking about kicking the ball to them with 3 minutes and something, they got 31 points. It's a good chance they're going to get in field goal range. All they need was a field goal. They didn't need a touchdown. It's a big difference. So I thought about it. I really thought about going for it. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to make them drive the field and make some plays and get this. Because if I go for it and don't get it, I give them a short field. They kick 2 field goals. Get 2 first downs, they're in field goal range, and we can lose the game. So I wanted to make them earn it. And that's what we did, and the defense held up. We actually had a couple chances to get a couple interceptions. We dropped one, and then we finished it off. And he didn't really have to intercept that ball on 4th down because it was 4th. He could have knocked it down and been in the same situation. So we learned from those scenarios and get better.
Of course, Green, McNeil, Hopkins, and Troutman, 4 defenders who were the leading tacklers last night. Good job by the defense. And then when we come back on the Alabama A&M Football Review, we'll talk about the Bulldogs' next opponent and give you some news about the upcoming schedule of events about the Bulldog football team on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Brian Hicks, Director of Athletics, Alabama A&M University.
I'm Connell Maynor, head football coach, Alabama A&M University.
Coach, are you ready for some football?
I was born ready. So, get your season tickets today.
Woo!
The Nature Boy.
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Coach, 42-41 victory against South Carolina State out of conference. Now we step into conference in your first conference game. First time we're going to Daytona Beach to play Bethune-Cookman College. How you feel about that?
We got some work to do. You know, we got it away. We was fortunate to come out on top last night against a very tough South Carolina State team. But we did. So we got to get in this morning and watch the tape, learn from those mistakes, get a lot of stuff corrected. Again, the things that happen are correctable, so now we got to get them corrected, because if we do the same thing, go down to Daytona Beach, we're going to come back with an L. And so we got to get those things corrected and go down there and be ready to play, because Terry Sims going to have those guys fired up and ready to go. It's going to be their opener, their home opener, conference, first conference game, their first time in the SWAC. And so they're looking to send a message. And we're the defending champs, and we're looking to send a message also.
This is an Eastern Division contest as well. The Bulldogs won the East in the spring. Now we have to repeat that. Coach, adding FAMU and Bethune-Cookman College to the conference added added 2 tough opponents for you. Now, what are you planning about that?
Oh, we got to take it one game at a time. You know, we know both of those guys are very good, and it starts next Thursday on national TV. And so we got to take care of business. Take care of Bethune, and then we'll look at the next game, whoever we play. And whenever we get to FAM, of course, we'll be prepared for those guys. Willie Simmons does a great job with those guys, and they'll be prepared, and that's going to be another great football game. I mean, it's SWAC football, man. Every week is going to be a great football game. And so we got to take them 1 week at a time. And you know what I was saying, respect all, fear none, okay? And so we're going to respect you, but we're not going to fear anybody, and we'll be ready.
You just heard from the defending Southwestern Athletic Conference champ, Connell Maynor. The Southwestern Athletic Conference is the most competitive conference in the football championship subdivision. The next time the Bulldogs will take the field will be September 16th, 7:30 kickoff on ESPNU. The next time you can hear Coach Maynor's voice is on Tuesday nights on 90.9 FM WJAB with Bulldog Talk. That'll do it for this week. The Bulldogs win it 42-41, 1-0 on the season. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Bulldog fans, thank you for joining us today for the Alabama A&M University Football Review. Bulldog faithful, we encourage your support and participation. Until next time, go Bulldogs!